Welcome to Eye on the Tigers News. I'm Abby Garrett.
And I'm Alexis Richard. Thanks for joining us for the news we've been watching for you.
House Speaker Paul Ryan endorsed Donald Trump on Thursday, ending an extraordinary public split between the GOP's presumptive presidential nominee and the nation's highest-ranking Republican officeholder. Ryan outlined his support for the New York billionaire in a column published in his hometown newspaper, declaring his goal to, quote, unite the party so we can win in the fall. Ryan shocked the political world last month by refusing to endorse Trump once the real estate mogul became the last major Republican presidential contender still in the race. The pair spoke privately in a series of Washington meetings last month, and their campaigns have maintained contact.
Wrapped in the guise of a foreign policy speech, Clinton delivered a political thrashing of Donald Trump on Thursday that was unquestionably a standout moment for a candidate who has often struggled to focus her White House campaign. Clinton's sharply targeted remarks served notice on the presumptive Republican nominee that she's prepared for a bruising general election fight, one that centered squarely on the competency to serve as commander-in-chief. She cast Trump as dangerously thin-skinned, someone who might plunge the nation into war over perceived slight. She repeatedly referred to her White House rival by his first name only, a knowing dig at a billionaire businessman whose closest advisors reverentially called him Mr. Trump.
Army teams and other emergency crews searched along a Fort Hood Creek for 4 soldiers still missing from a truck that overturned in the swift water, killing at least 5 and injuring 3. Fort Hood spokesman Chris Haug said the search continued after teams late Thursday night found the bodies of 2 soldiers who had been in the vehicle. 3 others were found dead shortly after the 2.5-ton truck overturned in Owl Creek during a morning training exercise on the sprawling Central Texas Army post. 3 soldiers were rescued and were hospitalized in a stable condition. Aerial and ground crews searched the 20-mile creek that winds through heavily wooded terrain on the northern fringe of the base. Army aircraft, K-9 search teams, swift water rescue watercraft, and heavy trucks were being used.
The path to the campus shooting death of a UCLA professor began nearly 2,000 miles away in Minnesota. There, a former student with a grudge, Manek Sarkar, killed a woman, police said. That woman was his estranged wife, according to relatives, neighbors, and public records. Sarkar then made a long drive to Los Angeles, where he found his former mentor, engineering professor William Klug, and shot him before turning the gun on himself, authorities said Thursday. Both victims were on a kill list, police said, had found at Sarkar's Minnesota apartment. A third person on the list, another UCLA professor, was spared because he was not on campus Wednesday when Sarkar arrived with 2 semi-automatic pistols, police said.
A Blue Angels FA-18 fighter jet crashed Thursday near Nashville, Tennessee, killing the pilot just days before a weekend air show performance, officials said. A U.S. official said the pilot was Marine Captain Jeff Kuss. The official was not authorized to discuss the matter publicly and spoke on condition of anonymity. According to his official Blue Angels biography, Kuss joined the elite acrobatics team in 2014 and accumulated up to 1,400 flight hours. The Navy said in a news release that the pilot was beginning to take off during an afternoon practice session when the crash happened. 5 other FA-18 jets landed safely moments after the crash.
Word from authorities that Prince died of an overdose of fentanyl, a powerful opiate that is up to 50 times more potent than heroin, is far from the end of the investigation. In some ways, it's just the beginning. After Thursday's announcement about the superstar's death, investigators in the months to come will try to determine whether the singer had a prescription for the drug or whether it was supplied illegally. If it's latter, someone could face criminal charges carrying years or even decades in prison. Prince was found dead at April 21st at his Minneapolis area estate, and at least one friend had said he suffered from intense knee and hip pain from many years of performances.
For today's odd news of the day, we go all the way to Hungary, where 18 2-man teams of Hungarian gravediggers are demonstrating their skills for a place in a regional championship to be held in Slovakia later this year. Participants in the contest held Friday in a public cemetery were being judged on their speed, But we're also getting points for style, the look of grave mounds. The organizers said they hoped the race would help boost respect and recognition for gravediggers and attract more people to the job.
What a spectacular week of weather we've had, and it will continue for our Friday as well. What can we expect for the weekend? Here's Justice with the forecast.
We saw a cold front move through the area late yesterday that dried us out and is allowing high pressure to dominate our weather today and into tomorrow. We'll see periods of clouds and sun today with temperatures in the upper 70s with virtually no chance of rain. And tomorrow will be a carbon copy of today before another system comes in late Saturday night and will bring us an unsettled weather for Sunday. Sunday looks to be pretty wet with showers and thunderstorms possible all day. A longer range look sees temperatures backing off, but more towards what's normal for the beginning of the weekend. That's our forecast. Have a great weekend. I'm Justice Dan.
The Golden State Warriors took Game 1 of the NBA Finals last night. Here's Kennedy Lamb with the details.
Steph Curry and Klay Thompson endured rare off nights that even featured Curry tossing his mouthpiece in frustration. But Curry's supporting cast made all the timely shots and all the difference for the defending champions in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Draymond Green had 16 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists. Sean Livingston scored a personal postseason best of 20, and Golden State's bench came up big as the Warriors beat LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers 104-89 on Thursday night to move 3 wins from a repeat title. Curry and Thompson combined for 20 points on 8 for 27 shooting, each knocking down a late three-pointer. Golden State's bench outscored the Cavs reserves 45-10 in the opener of this finals rematch, which Warriors reached even with Curry missing 6 games with injuries in the postseason. James kicked off his 6th straight finals with 23 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists, but cold shooting Cleveland went 38.1% from the floor. Kyrie Irving lost to a devastating knee injury in a Game 1 overtime defeat last year, scored 26 points, 11 on free throws. Game 2 is Sunday night back at Oracle Arena. Boxing great Muhammad Ali is hospitalized in the Phoenix area with what 2 people familiar with his condition say may be more serious than his previous hospital stays. The people told the Associated Press on Thursday that Ali is fighting respiratory issues that are complicated by the Parkinson's that he was diagnosed with in the 1980s. We would be remiss to not wish Hunter Hellinger, Justin Gardner, and Logan Burrows all the luck as they compete in the state qualifiers in track at CNS tonight. And finally, in Major League Baseball last night, the Yankees ended a 3-game losing streak by holding out to beat the Tigers 5-4. The Mets had the night off. That's it for sports. I'm Kennedy Lamb.
Seniors are reminded the dinner dance tickets for next weekend's event are on sale and available in Mrs. Harder's room.
Due to the conflict with the band trip and low registration numbers, the kayak trip for today is canceled. However, we will still be going next Friday, June 10th. There are still spots open. Please stop down to the pool and see Mr. Parkhurst for a permission slip.
Those students who need to come in for an afternoon regents or exam, you must sign up in the main office with Mrs. Yost for a bus.
Juniors considering sign up for English 12 and receiving college credit for it should stop by Student Services as soon as possible. The course is being offered free of charge through OCC.
That's it for us this week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alexis Richer.
And I'm Abby Garrett. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next Tuesday.